Hello, Frankenmuth Schools. It's been great to be offered this opportunity. I'm going to tell you a little bit about myself and my education philosophy and my background a little bit. One thing about myself is I enjoy traveling and I enjoy old cars. The picture on the upper right is me in Colombia last year. The bottom right is my Citroen Diane, which is a French car. That it happens to be right-hand drive. It was built in England. Upper left is my Citroen 2CV that unfortunately had a fire. That's almost back. Of course, my Volkswagen Beetle in the middle, and of course, a picture of me in Mexico with monkeys because I like monkeys and I like to travel. Anyway, my educational background: I went to Delta College. I got my bachelor's from San Valley State University, and I have my master's degree in English from University of Michigan Flint. And all three of those schools definitely influenced my philosophy and my experience and how I teach and things I've done. Some of the teaching experiences I'd like to highlight. You might ask, what does teaching a basic writing class at Delta College do with K-12 students? Many of those students were 3 months out of high school at that point, and I got to understand some of the situations and experiences that they brought to the table from their school, both good and bad, and how to deal with them. Working at Job Corps as a reading teacher, I was working with 16 to 25-year-olds, helping develop their reading. And my most favorite job I've had that unfortunately came to an end a year and a half ago because the program closed. I was an English teacher at the St. Vincent Home for Holy Cross Services. Holy Cross Services and their Michael J. McGivney School was a um, program for neglected students and students with problematic sexual behaviors. And I had to deal with students with all different levels. I had students that were probably post college level reading, and then 16-year-olds who could barely read. And I had to learn how to continue to move them all forward in the same pace and work on differentiation and finding ways to make things better for all of them. When it comes to school climate philosophy, it all starts at home. Students bring with them so many different things with them that we have to deal with, both good and bad. You're going to have parents that have placed a great emphasis on education. You're going to have parents who have not treated their children well, and that involves money, emotion, stability, love, mental health, and more. Because what you have to think about is money can't fix problems. We've all met people with all kinds of money and we're unhappy. We've met people who had no money were unhappy, and vice versa. Emotions. There are going to be students that have problems with their emotions because of things that have happened to them. There might be stability problems. I've definitely had students in my past that had no idea if they were going to have a place to go home that night. Did they feel loved? Did they feel like they were cared for by both the staff, their parents, and everybody else? Mental health. Lots of mental health issues in the jobs I've had in the past with different students and more. And I wish I had a magic wand that could just fix it all, but I can't. But I believe too, when it comes to a school climate, you need to be whatever you need to be for everybody involved. You have to be able to mold yourself like a chameleon into whatever is necessary to make the students work. Some students might need more attention in some areas than others. Other students might be more independent, and you have to adapt yourself to what that will be, what that will look like as it becomes an issue and as it presents itself. Every time I've been in a different school situation, I've had to get a feel for the climate and the culture and understand what people needed in order to do well and grow. And ultimately, I can't tell you that I have all the answers, but I can tell you that I would always do my best to get ahead of them and do my best to make them feel as though they are cared for and they feel that they are being educated and that somebody is interested. The big thing about it is you have to sound like you're interested in what's happening. I hope that you find a great candidate no matter what happens, and I thank you.